Hi.
Hi. I never start that excited. I'm always like, well... But I thought, like, you know, I've got a camera.
You have a camera.
Because we're going to try this a second time. This is the second time we've filmed an episode. And hopefully the first time we've released an episode. Because I don't know what happened. I ran into weird, unexplainable tech issues.
Yes.
But listen, if you're listening, which I hope you are, otherwise you don't really get how this podcast thing works.
Yeah.
But if you're listening, we are filming this episode for our Patreon supporters, the link to which is down below. If you want to be rewarded and be able to see our faces. Mm-hmm. If you want to, I assume Pete's going to be holding up a whiteboard from time to time.
From time to time.
So if you want to see that, as Pete holds up the whiteboard, I hold up this glass of whiskey, and we just, it's like a yin and yang kind of thing. Yeah. But hello and welcome.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Another week, another Batman movie. And
wait, okay, hang on, wait.
Whoa.
You're about to jump into Batman? Before we talk about Batman, I thought you were going to say, hello, and we are the Movie Man podcast,
sorry.
Whatever. No, it's
I got excited. It's the last Batman episode. I was just, anyway. Hello, welcome to the Movie Man podcast. I am Peter. That is Brady.
Yep, that's me.
And, yeah. Well,
okay.
I don't know how else to introduce us.
Okay, so two things. One, and I haven't communicated this with you yet, and it's probably going to catch you off guard. But last night, you and I were texting, and you said, I am so excited. I'm so ready to talk Justice League.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That caught me off guard, because, I don't know, like... I feel like it was almost more excitement than you give most episodes. Like I wasn't used to this level of excitement.
Yeah. That's
so as a result.
Okay.
This episode is yours. You are in charge. I am relinquishing all, like I'm in a way in. I will be a part of the conversation for sure.
Yes, yes.
But
you're not
with this much excitement.
You're not hanging up and leaving.
No, but with this much excitement, it'd be a shame not to be like, hey, here, just giddy up and go. Yep. Before we get into that, though,
sure,
I want to do something that we don't do on this show.
Okay,
I want to get political, movie political. So it's not like, we're not going to talk about like politics. We're going to talk about movie related politics.
I mean, last week I did get into voting and how people should vote.
That's true.
Specifically for the Movie Men voting film options.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's going to make you uncomfortable. And I want you to weigh in.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you know this, but Disney has been in the habit of doing live-action remakes.
I am aware.
And some of them are quite good.
Yes.
Like, some of them are really very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the upcoming live-action remakes is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. My favorite Disney animated film.
Right.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I'm just trying to pull up. Just trying to pull up the cast list. Okay. So here's the thing. Why can't I find? Okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. I wish I could. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. So a little while back, they announced Rachel Zegler she's an actress,
Okay.
is going to play Snow White.
Okay.
This made waves because Rachel Zegler is not a Caucasian actress. The same thing happened when they just recently cast Ariel for the Little Mermaid remake.
Sure.
And I don't think she's Caucasian. She's definitely not redhead. And everyone was like, well, it's, what the hell? And me, myself, and a bunch of others were like, calm the hell down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? And I've been a big advocate of this for a very long time. Mm-hmm. You can change hair color, you can change race, you can almost even change gender of most characters as long as what you're changing is not an integral part of the character. So for instance, you can't make Black Panther white because he's from Wakanda. He is the Wakandan king. He is being African is integral to his character. Superman, not so much. Superman's not actually even natively from America.
Yeah.
He's not from Earth. He's not from... So if he's black, blue, green, whatever... Now, he's Superman, so if you made him female, well, now you have Supergirl. But regardless, anyways... The reason why this Rachel Zegler casting made waves for me was not because I don't believe, like I just said, not because I don't believe that different, skin-colored people shouldn't be able to play roles. Sure. Snow White is, has always been named Snow White because her skin is white as snow. Like, that is just, that's just a part of her character. That's just, it says it in the book, it says it in the movies. So, I mean, but whatever, that's not a big deal. That's Disney. I say it made waves. I thought it was a little weird, but I wasn't like, oh, I'm boycotting this movie. It's just Disney trying to be progressive. Right. So
Sure.
So, 2 weeks ago, Peter Dinklage, who we all know and love.
Okay.
You know Peter Dinklage?
You'll have to refresh my memory.
Game of Thrones. He's a little person.
Oh, yes.
Super famous actor, Peter Dinklage. Yeah, he was in... I
just recently saw him in a trailer for something else.
Right, okay, yeah. He's in a bunch of stuff. Incredible actor. Incredible actor.
Yep.
Got online or in Forbes, I think, or something. I don't know. He was doing some kind of interview, and he lost his shit.
Oh.
And he basically said, how effing backwards is it that Disney in the 21st century dares make a movie about 7 little people who live in a cave? Have I done nothing for the advocacy of my people? Have I, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is so ass backwards. And I think part of his frustration was that they made a progressive move, like casting a non-Caucasian actress as Snow White. So to then turn around and have 7 little people living, quote unquote, they live in a cottage. Like, they work in a mine, but they live in a cottage. Anyways, it doesn't matter. My question to you... and I don't, obviously, I'm short I'm short. I'm 5'7".
Sure.
But I'm certainly not, I don't have dwarfism. I'm not medically a little person. And I don't know the plight of a little person, right?
Sure.
I'm just like any other visual minority. I can't begin to imagine the crap that they've put up with from people. In school, in whatever.
Yep.
But my question for you, and the reason why I want to ask you this is because I know, Peter Dinklage's comments caught me really off guard. Really off guard. And the reason being is myself as a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs fan. And you and myself as Lord of the Rings fans. The dwarves of literature, of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and the dwarves of Moria and Erebor and the Iron Hills and what have you, Have you ever, in your mind, thought of them as representation of genuine real life little people? Or are they their own race of jewel crafting miners that crave gold and like, do you know what I mean?
I think I would probably, and like I'll start this by saying, haven't given it much thought. Definitely
No.
a very heated topic on both sides, and definitely I'm not weighing in to give a definitive answer. But I probably would agree with your statement that, yeah, like I've never watched that and been like, yes, that is a representation of a real life group of people. I've gone, this is a portrayal of a fictional group that lives in this fictional area and does this fictional thing.
Yeah, they're always, like I don't think when Tolkien sat down and wrote of Bifur and Bofur and Bombur and Nori and Ori and Oin and Gloin and Balin and Thorin and what have you. I don't think it was a company of little people, like in the sense that in the sense of like what, and this is not a term that we use, it's not a term that we call people with this condition anymore, but like that in the 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, that like, and maybe even at the time that Tolkien wrote these books were referred to in the horrible circuses and stuff like that, referred to as midgets. Right, which we now know is a derogatory term.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think that was ever. And I don't know, like I don't know, and it's something I want to look into more, because I also don't know when the term dwarfism, like medically, when that term came into being. Right?
I don't know.
Does that precede C.S. Lewis and Tolkien, or did dwarfism come about because of a resemblance to these literature characters? Anyways, doesn't matter. Side note, Peter Dinklage played in Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, played a long bearded, like Tom Bombadil style character dwarf. Just saying. So I don't know. And yeah, you can have a change of heart and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It definitely doesn't look good on you to have that. It's like an old tweet. It's like when someone's like, "Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be in this movie and I'm getting my own talk show," and then a tweet that you tweeted out in like 2009 surfaces.
Right.
And everyone's like, "Whoa, buddy, you're canceled now." Anyways.
It's
but yeah,
definitely,
I'm not saying Peter Dinklage is wrong. What I'm saying is I was genuinely shocked because it had just never in my mind had there ever been a connection between people like Peter Dinklage or Jason Acuna, who's known as Wee Man from Jackass. Like, these people, these individuals, in my mind, were never even... There was no connection. Like, outside of similar height, there was no connection between them and Gimli.
Yeah, and I'm playing devil's advocate. Like, I, again, can't speak for people of whatever topic we're talking about. Like, this is one, but there are many people
We're outsiders looking in.
Yeah, 100%. And the example you gave me of Lord of the Rings is how I perceive Lord of the Rings, but maybe there's something that Peter, is that Peter, I said that correctly, like Peter Dinklage is his name?
Yep.
Maybe there's some specific film or television show or book or something he's read that he sat down and watched Lord of the Rings. He's like, yeah, that's totally fine, cool. And then he sat and watched something else and felt it maybe more inappropriate or more derogatory or something. Like, my point is, the example you laid down to me was like, yeah, I don't see a problem with that, but there could be, and there are other examples that probably would not be okay, and maybe that's just as a system, like looking at a systemic problem, he's like, this is ridiculous. We need to start over.
Yeah,
Playing devil's advocate.
So this is the last thing I'm going to say on this. I just
Yeah.
looked it up here. The term dwarf dates back to like Norse folklore from the 13th century.
So it's pretty. It's been around for a while.
So in literature, we've had leprechaun style, like leprechaun styled, small hobbit-like characters called dwarves for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
Now, the only thing I'll count,
and it looks
go
like
ahead.
dwarfism as a medical term is like mid to late 20th century.
Mid to late 20th century. The only thing I'd say is to further like get a completer understanding is it's what has dwarf meant throughout history. Like it's been referenced, but I'm talking like, say, for bringing up Lord of the Rings again, other fictional entities or other fictional stories where there are elves are potentially, ugly things that live under, in caves and don't look pretty. And elves in Lord of the Rings are, fair and the fairest of, many creatures and have all these great attributes. And so I'm just wondering, dwarf in one context 500 years ago could have had a very different meaning in literature than it is 20 years ago compared to 50 years ago. So that's just one more moving part.
Absolutely, it's possible. But I mean, you're like 10 foot something, super skinny, and I'm not sure you're capable of tanning. So do I just call you a dwarf now? Like, or not a dwarf, an elf? Like moving forward, you're an elf? I don't know. It's different. Okay. Batman.
I do have, a lot of the same characteristics.
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah. All right. Well, getting back to it. So we'll backtrack a little bit here. Obviously, I spilled the beans a bit. This is the last Batman episode where we've gone through the whole cinematic history of Batman. At least
we're going to do the new Batman.
Leading up to the new Batman, yes.
Yeah.
And we again, this brings us to Justice League, the 2017 film. And we've kind of done its, half sibling. We've did the Snyder Cut when it was a new release, so we did it out of order just because it was a new release and it was pertinent to do at the time. And now we're doing Justice League. I will say, I'm just going to temper expectations. When I texted you to said I had a lot to say, it's not to say that this is the most excited I've ever been for a podcast. It's not to say, this is the most excited I've ever been for a film. It was, I don't always just give you a heads up of like, hey, I've got a lot to say or I've got a lot burning on my mind. And this was one occasion where I did so. But
do you think, like, what degree of that, what degree of the amount of stuff that you have to say comes as a result of close to a year ago having watched the Snyder Cut?
That's a hard question to answer.
Thank you.
I think it's... We'll get into that.
Okay.
We'll get into that.
All right.
We're going to start, as we sometimes do, with a little bit of trivia.
Okay, like trivia or trivia? Well, just, sometimes you're like, oh, yeah, I've got trivia. Did you know that blah, 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 blah? Listen, I don't know. I've been listening to old episodes and the ability for me to process questions out loud and there is a dynamic there.
Okay. Well,
I also, Brienne, as I've mentioned, Brienne's been going back and listening through the entire podcast catalog.
Okay.
And the other day she was listening to episode 2. And she said, it's so funny because we've alluded to on this show many times that we were not much more than strangers when we sat down to start this podcast.
Yes.
Which is so fascinating. And when they make the movie about us, that's something that I think, will be really interesting.
Quick side note, who will play each of us?
Well, I think Nick Offerman is weird for you, but you should still be you should still be honored.
Of course. If they make a movie about me, like anyone they want that can play me.
Yeah, and so I think I think that so Nick Offerman for you, that's exciting, and I think the ability to plug Aviation Gin was a small price to pay to get Ryan Reynolds on for me, and so
I think that's the clear-cut answer. Like, I think everyone would have guessed Ryan Reynolds. I think you got to go off the board here. You got to pick someone like abstract.
Well, because so we've greenlit 2 of them, and as they sometimes do in movies, an actor can't come back, and so they recast a character. So yeah, Ryan Reynolds is definitely playing me in the first one. And I think we could have gone for a closer match than Eddie Murphy, but it is what it is.
I'm holding out for Tobey Maguire for myself, but we'll see what happens.
Well, then, you know what? I say Ryan Reynolds. I would be, if Andrew Garfield played me, holy shit balls. All of a sudden we'd have...
You've got the hots.
All of a sudden our film is
for Andrew Garfield. I'm just
calling
it.
I would just... Yeah, anyways. What was I saying? Oh, so she was listening to the first and second episode, and she said, it's funny how different the dynamic is, how different your chemistry with each other is now.
Right.
And I said, oh, really? Like, how so? Because for us, it's just been gradual and has been organic, and so I don't think...
Baby steps.
Yeah, I don't think I've noticed as much. And it's been a really long time since I've gone back and listened like that far back. And she said, every time, she says, now when you make a joke, Pete erupts with laughter.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And she said, and in the beginning, when you would say something or you would make a joke or you would make just about every third statement that you made, she said, Pete is audibly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And and maybe I threw in, and like, does it sound like he's like, oh gosh, what have I done?
Yeah.
Is this what I want to do? She said, yeah, a little bit, like, a little bit. So anyways, that's just fascinating to me that we've come so far.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
let's start with some trivia.
Ow!
Yeah. All right. It's only one question this week, so not much contemplating, but you will get to contemplate. The question is related to Justice League, or at least you'll have the answer to say Justice League if you choose to do so. But
okay.
I want you to name the film out of a few that I'll give you. I want you to name the film that had the most expensive estimated production value. And I'll give you some choices.
Okay.
The first choice, and I'm trying to, if this video stream does work, I'm coordinating, because I'm using 2 video cameras, so I'm awkwardly looking at both and trying to give equal attention. So if I'm ignoring you or looking off in the distance, I'm not
cutting back and forth. I'm not cutting back and forth between the two.
No. But the first choice is Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. The second choice is Avatar. And the third choice, Justice League. Now, it's a little confusing, and I will clarify, this is not adjusted to inflation, so, you got 2009 in there.
Because I was going to say, there's 10 years between.
So, now, I guess the one thing in favor of, trying to whittle your way through the answers here, it's not like I've said, Gone with the Wind and, Avengers Endgame, have at it, There's, at least it's within 15 years or so. But those are your 3 choices.
Okay. I'm going to rule out Rise of Skywalker. And the reason being is that Rise of Skywalker was the third one in the series,
Okay. Yeah.
and it's not like there's significantly more or newer actors. It's not like compared to the ones before. And they don't do, like, obviously story-wise they do, but like effects or impressiveness-wise, they don't do anything that they haven't done in the two Star Warses leading up to that.
Sure. Yep.
And so I don't see that, like, it's just kind of, they've got that down pat at this point, and I don't see that as costing any more than either of the two Star Warses that came before it.
Yeah.
I think there's merit behind both other options.
Okay.
I think that for Avatar, it was something new. It has a lot of groundbreaking technology. Like a lot of groundbreaking technology. It has a lot of groundbreaking technology. Like they invented cameras and shit to be able to like film in this digital world.
Right.
And it was so like revolutionary. And so that makes me think that. However, Justice League, the theatrical, or what we'll call the Whedon cut, because famously after Zack Snyder was kind of removed from the project, Joss Whedon was brought on because Warner Brothers was like, well, we'll just get the Avengers guy because that's what we're trying to be anyways. So
Right. Yeah.
we'll just bring him in. I know that on top of, and I can't remember the number, but on top of the production budget and what they've already done, they reshot like half the damn film, which is why this version and the Snyder cut are so friggin' different.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what we're seeing is the way it was originally shot, plus some reshoots, but like a lot of it is the way it was originally shot. Including the awful job that they did at removing Henry Cavill's mustache.
It was so bad. What film was that for? Like, what did he have it for?
Mission Impossible.
My gosh.
He had gone on to
So
start
bad.
shooting the Mission Impossible. And the top lip just doesn't move. It's like static. Like there's no connective tissue in his upper
It
effing
doesn't
lip.
like. There were times I'd look at freeze frames of those sequences, and it didn't even really look like Henry Cavill. Like I was like, did they recast Superman for one film and then recast him for the Snyder cut? Like it just looked bad.
It's so stupid. You say Henry Cavill, eh? Is that because you're there's three possible reasons why I think you might say Henry Cavill instead of Henry Cavill.
Sure.
Number one is you know something that I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I know that it's Henry Cavill.
It could be.
So that's option number one. Option number two is that you just simply don't know. You're taking a stab in the dark and you're guessing wrong.
That's also possible.
Option three is that you know it's wrong, but you have a pretentious quota, and Cavill is certainly more pretentious than Cavill. Cavill, like it's you're making it French almost.
I think it. I guess it's none of the above. I guess I don't know how it fits into the first two. I knew someone with a very similarly spelled last name, and it was pronounced that way, and so I think just ingrained in my mind, that's how I say it.
Right. Okay. Okay.
But back to the question.
Back to the question. I think I'm going to go with this movie only because, for two reasons.
Okay.
One, I think that, I think it probably wouldn't have been the most, except for studio meddling and political bullshit on set caused a ridiculous number. Like, I honestly think the money they spent on this damn mustache alone could be what pushes it over.
Yeah.
Because I think they spent an outrageous amount, but I think what's so crazy is they spent an outrageous amount to do a horrible job. So that's the first reason I'm going to go with that answer. The second reason,
that's the worst combination of things in life. Like, it's like it's like one thing to abstain from doing something and just not be happy with it, but it's like, hey, no harm, no effort, no foul, I guess.
Dude, I've seen videos.
One thing to go through the ringer, but at least you get what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
But to like put in resources and it to suck is just the worst kick in the teeth. Like,
I've seen videos on the internet where Joe Blow Doofus in his grandmother's basement spent 20 minutes and $5 with some deep fake software, and they do a side-by-side comparison, and the deep fake looks incredible. Incredible compared to this shit.
man.
So that's the first reason. The second reason I think so is because why else? Like, I'm going to condemn you if your reason for calling this Justice League trivia is because you've labeled it as an option. That'd be like me saying, Pete, trivia question. What did I eat for lunch today? A peanut butter and banana sandwich. B, a chicken burger. Or C, my DVD copy of Titanic. And then saying, oh, it's Titanic trivia. It's not. Screw that. Bullshit.
That'd be one hell of a breakfast story, I have to admit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Justice League.
All right.
On the mustache merit. Yeah.
It was C after all.
Because of the mustache.
Because of the mustache alone. Of note, where do you think, just head-to-head, between Avengers Endgame and Justice League, who do you think had the higher estimated production value?
Oh, geez. So Endgame is undeniably a bigger film. It's longer.
Sure.
Has a way bigger... That is a way bigger cast.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Endgame almost on cast alone. Yeah, Endgame.
Yeah, honestly.
There's just so many people in it.
Yeah. They're close. Endgame is number 3 all time. Justice League is number 5 all time. So they're close, but it is Endgame.
So interesting that you bring up all-time most expensive. I was talking to you a couple of weeks ago, and I said that the Lord of the Rings Power of the Ring, or the Rings of Power, the Rings of Power show, which they've just released the first character posters for. And oh my God. But I was saying that it was the most expensive TV show like ever made.
Yeah, that's right.
For reference, when they were doing Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones was like $8 to $10 million per episode.
Sure.
The Disney Plus Marvel shows are $25 million an episode is what they're spending on those shows.
Dang.
The Lord of the Rings show. The Disney Plus shows are in second place, by the way. There's nothing between these two.
I can get, if you want, I can give a guess.
Okay, yeah.
50 million per ep.
58. More than double the next highest up. $58 million per episode.
Whew.
So I think Amazon's pretty serious about this
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings show.
I would agree. Yeah.
And we have an official date, September 2nd.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, we're like 7 months away.
I feel like, so speaking of which, I was listening to a snippet of an old episode from way yesteryear, and it referenced, we were just chatting, and we were like, oh, we were talking about TV shows. I'm like, oh, can we review a TV show? Yeah, here. And that might be one we might have to review. And we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll come up in conversation, if nothing else. Mm-hmm. So let's get into Justice League. Let's get into the nitty gritty. It's time. I'm just going to come out and say this. This was not fun to watch. What an awful movie. An absolute piece of crap. I cannot believe how much I absolutely hated this. I thought it was bland. I thought it was so rushed. I thought it was just, compared to the Snyder Cut, it was so segmented. Like, characters and themes would just kind of appear without any leading up to it, or advance without any progression.
Can I stop you for a second?
Please.
Because it was something you just said is so fascinating.
Sure.
Because I'm sure if I go back and I listen to the Snyder Cut episode, you lament on the length and you say this film is too long. And so, no, but that's
That's true.
but that speaks volumes, because now you're saying, my God, was this film rushed?
Yeah. And
Like they don't take time to flesh anything out. It's just like boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? Action, 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 action.
And I think both things can be true at once, right? Like, maybe the Snyder Cut was too long and there were things that we didn't need. Or maybe this film was a correct length, but they needed to remove, and I know this wouldn't make sense in the context of the Justice League, like you can't just remove a character. But in a film, if you have 5 characters, instead if you had 4 and like gave those 4 increased screen time, maybe that's a solution. So just,
Yeah.
in this
I
case,
mean,
that doesn't make sense. You can't just pick one and remove it, but...
No, you can. You totally could. Because here's the thing. Like, if you look, Justice League is just like the Avengers.
Okay.
Okay? So if I pull up the Justice League.
The Justice
Justice League in the comics, because there's I'm getting TV shows and stuff here. The Justice League is an all-star and somebody. Okay, so the members of the Justice League. Members of the Justice League: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, Atom, Hawkman, Metamorph, Black Canary, Phantom Stranger, Red Tornado, Hawkgirl, Zatanna, and Firestorm.
Yeah.
And then you go into, and then there's Justice League International, which has Blue Beetle, has all this. So, I mean,
Dang.
you've already made decisions about which characters you were going to go with.
Yep.
You could have dropped Cyborg.
No, I actually, okay, we're on the same page, because A, you've convinced me, and that B, that's who's first off the island for me.
Just because in this version, in the Snyder Cut, Cyborg has a really fascinating storyline.
Yes. Yep.
In this version, he has nothing. It's not just it's not like a director's cut. They're different films.
So
They're
different.
entirely different films. The
So
story is different. It's amazing how different this is. Sorry, continue.
No, please. But yeah, different films completely, but just also different tones. I mean, there were speaking of going back and listening to the other episode, there were scenes that I know for a fact, and I'm not the biggest Justice League person. I don't love Batman the same way you do, so I don't have a horse in this race. But when we were watching the Snyder Cut, there was a scene with Superman and Lois Lane and Superman, after Superman has returned, obviously, And
In the field?
in the field, when the mother sees Superman for the first time. And I don't know if I got teary, but it definitely hit me emotionally.
It's
Like
a better scene.
Pardon me?
It's a better version
It
of
is.
that scene.
And like, A, the scene's longer, B, like just the emotional lead up to it. Like, it just is so ineffective. Like when I was watching the Justice League, it literally happened and it was just like, shrug your shoulders. Yeah, okay, let's move on. With the Snyder Cut, like I remember it being a turning point, going, wow, like what a moment to have a son return to a mother who was thought to be dead. And just, it was done in such a way that like it lets you breathe it in and just take it in. And like you have a moment to empathize with it. With this, it was honestly just like a little moment and it was like, oh, hey, how's it going, Superman? Okay, let's move on. Like it was just, yeah. It was, everything was rushed. Everything was segmented. Everything was just.
Oh, yeah.
So my point is, I never thought
Do
I would
tell.
say this because I watched Snyder Cut and I said, yeah, that's fair. You know, it is what it is, but we move on in the Movie Men podcast show. And
Yeah.
Yep, here we go. I thought, wow. A, obviously, no question, different movie, but B, totally different quality. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm way more open to watching the Snyder Cut than I am Justice League. And
A film that's like an hour longer.
oh, I'd
At
say
least.
more. Yeah, at least.
I'll look it up. You keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
I'll look it up.
And I have a question for you too, a couple questions, but I'm
Okay.
just to illustrate like how this is different for me. Like I snored through the last third of Justice League. Like I was so ready to just walk away when it was done.
It's
And
sorry.
then-
It's just over 2 hours longer. It's
Yes,
double. It's double the length.
exactly. Yes,
Yeah, Snyder Cut's way better.
it is. And just for the sake of this podcast, I was like, you know what? There's a couple scenes I personally want to rewatch again in the Snyder Cut, so I'm gonna check it out again. And I, instead of just skipping to the scenes, I started just watching it. And for time constraint reasons, I didn't have time to sit and watch a 4-hour movie. But I got into it, and I was about 25 minutes in, and I was like, oh yeah, like I forgot I want to skip ahead and watch certain scenes. Like I just started watching it, and unlike Justice League, from the word go, I was like, what the heck am I watching? I was like drawn in by the Snyder Cut and going, ooh, this is fun. This is great. Let's go. And just the difference between being drawn in by one and repelled by another, or wanting to repel it. And my question for you, was this, and we're here to talk about Justice League, so was this film, Justice League 2017, was it ever considered good? Like did your friends, did film pundits ever leave the movie theater saying, wow, this is a great installment for the DCEU? Or did people like yourself and the greater population say, wow, this is a huge stinker, can't believe this has happened? And just to that, how has the perception of this film changed when the Snyder Cut came out? Like, was this film always looked as bad, or was it looked at as good, and then when the Snyder Cut came out, it was bad? Like, I just kind of want your opinion and your insight on that.
So, counter question that
Yeah.
will answer your question.
Yeah.
If this film was considered good, would we have been so excited for the Snyder Cut?
Interesting point.
Would we have longed for the Snyder Cut? Would we have said collectively as a group, please show us what it was supposed to be?
Right.
Please show us what we were supposed to get.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah,
That's a good.
so it wasn't good.
Okay.
It has made me, the Snyder Cut has made me see this one differently. Because I think before the Snyder Cut, I was like, you know what? It's not good, but it's what we have. But now we have better. Because, like, so here's a question. Like, when when Justice League 2017 ended,
Okay.
had you gone to the theater to watch that, you would have walked out of the theater and you would have been like, okay. Like it was, okay. It was the next Like I'm paying my dues, I'm putting in time, and I'm seeing what needs to be seen so that, you know, when the next Wonder Woman comes out and it's great, then I'm not missing anything. Right? It's like doing homework. Necessary backstory.
Your due diligence, yeah.
When Snyder Cut ends, you're like, who is this dark side guy that's coming? And what's going to happen with that? And like, you know, even though it seems like we'll never get an answer to those questions, it invoked so much more interest in where the story was going to go. And like that flash forward that we get, something that's obviously clearly missing from this iteration. The flash forward to the post-apocalyptic, Lois Lane is dead. Superman is not going to win any merit badges in the Cub Scouts anytime soon.
Yeah.
And Batman has this conversation with Joker. And I think it's been a while. I meant to rewatch it before we did this, and I didn't. But I think Batman killed Harley. I think Harley Quinn is dead. Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is dead.
I don't remember.
At this point.
Sure.
And I think maybe it was somewhat like retribution for Joker killing Robin. Because we talked about that in the Batman v Superman last time.
Yep.
But he's, you know, he's tied. Joker's like, oh, you're my best friend. And you're, you know, like, come on, we're best buddies and stuff. And, and there's just this moment. And this is a moment I'll censor myself, but this is a moment that makes me wish that this was an R-rated podcast. Because censoring this moment just feels wrong. But when Batman looks at Joker and he says, when I kill you, and make no mistake, I will effing kill you. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm almost getting goosebumps thinking about it. Because it was like, yes, show me that world. Give me more. Whereas, you know, it was just putting in time. This is a worse film than Wonder Woman 84 or 87 or whatever it is.
I guess from the question of which I'd rather watch, I'd probably agree. I'd be more inclined to pump that in the DVD player than this.
And give it another try. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to mirror exactly what you're saying. When Justice League ends, I don't care. Like, I'm ready to move on with my life. When the Snyder Cut ends, or, you know, the next time I watch it, or when I think about what I saw when I watched it, I am intrigued. Like, I wish there was a sequel coming, or I wish there was a next chapter coming, just because I am interested in that.
Your inner Britney Spears comes out.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Gimme more, gimme more, gimme more.
Oh. I mean, I feel like Hit Me Baby One More Time is also applicable, like one more sequel.
Sure.
I think
womanizer.
And Circus, that totally is applicable.
Man, yeah.
I don't know.
Remember when did you ever listen to Britney Spears?
I mean, I didn't have her albums.
Yeah, I've never owned a CD, but when Womanizer came out,
I remember
we were in
on the radio.
We were in like grade 10, grade 11, grade 9 or something when Womanizer came out. I was I was like, you know, gosh.
Wait, are you
so
pro
old.
or con those songs?
Oh, I love that song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They weren't as good as the classics, I'll say that.
I feel like I'm 100 years old because I'm like, you know, music, it's not what it was.
Back when I was a kid.
When I was a whippersnapper.
When I was a kid, all the music artists had frosted tips and they were grateful for it.
I never did it. But I did want frosted tips.
I'm not actually contractually saying I would do this. I'm just saying if I were to ever do Frosted Tips, it would have to be for something benevolent, like a fundraiser. Like if I was involved with something where they reached, as a group, we raised so much money for the orphans and did this, then Pete would get Frosted Tips. That would be the only circumstance. There would have to be some outside motivation to do it. But
You heard it here, folks. The Movie Men Podcast live stream 2.0. We haven't chosen a charity yet, but if we can raise $1,500, Pete's wife will bleach the tips of Pete's hair.
I don't think she would. We'd have to find someone else to do it. She would not.
Because she would be like, I'm not being involved in this.
She would would roll her eyes so hard. She would not. No, she's not.
Would she be mad?
Tips. No. Like maybe rolling eyes is the wrong thing to say, but she's not. She's never said, Pete, if you want to continue in our relationship, you have to get Frosted Tips. And in fact, I'd say she's quite the opposite.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So, 1,500 though? Is that?
Maybe.
No. Like if it's maybe, then let's go up. Let's say $2,000.
I'd say at least $2,000.
$2,000. So $2,000. We haven't figured out what the live stream's going to be next.
Listen, this is hypothetical. I've said I'm not saying. I'm not even going to say those are set in stone. I'm just saying if I were to ever do that,
listen.
It would be about these details.
Listen. You listen here. For like $650 or whatever we raised, do you have that number handy?
I will get it. You keep talking and I will get it.
Okay. We raised like $600, $700 some odd dollars, and we were like eating chili peppers and taking shots of You destroyed your Constitution for like a day and a half for like $600. I would say for $2,000, and I'll even say this. After a week, 7 days, 7 full days to the hour, you can buzz your head. You can just shave the Frosted Tips off. But you do have to wear them for a week, like to work. And when people say, "Are you stupid?" you can say, "No,
Yes.
I'm a movie man." And I raised $2,000 for Joe Blow's hot dog stand.
Where I will now have free hot dogs for life.
For life. Yeah.
Life.
It would have been cheaper. Probably. He charges like $1 a hot dog. It would have been cheaper just to buy the hot dogs for life. But whatever.
Whatevs.
Because I'm never going to eat 2,000 hot dogs. But
Well, not at once anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, okay. So it's pretty commonly accepted this movie sucks. So that is good to know. I do have to say,
This movie's a turd.
I have to say, I'm a little disappointed. That's it for the Ben Affleck trilogy. I'm not saying it was amazing. I'm not saying it's my favorite. I will say it just felt like we hardly got started. Compared to even like
it's not it.
Well,
He's going to be in the Flash movie as Batman.
Yeah, but how much will he be in it?
I don't know. I think Michael Keaton is going to be in it a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
He's not in the trailer, but I think the reason why he's not in the trailer is because nobody's like, Ben Affleck is the last one we saw as Batman. So to see him as Batman in the trailer, we're like, yeah, okay, this is Ben Affleck as Batman. But it's been 30 years since we saw Michael Keaton. So the reason Michael Keaton was featured so much in the Flash trailer is because that is your box office draw.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess, and if we do see him, that's great. I guess I'm just saying, compared to, like, say, Michael Keaton, where he has a feature film, or Christian Bale, where he has 3 feature films, and, I guess I'm just saying, I do wish we had more dedicated feature films to him. I'm just having trouble gauging where he is on the spectrum of Batman, just because it feels like he's had a couple, like, films that he was solely involved with, like heavy screen time. But then others
Yeah.
where he just kind of shows up for 5 minutes, like Suicide Squad, or maybe in the future that you're talking about, questionable amount of time of screens. And so I guess I'm just saying I would have been open to more. I was happy with what I was seeing, and I'm just having trouble gauging where he ranks.
So the upcoming Robert Pattinson Batman movie, in its early infancy stages, was a starring and directed by Ben Affleck Batman movie. And then Ben Affleck stepped down as director, but was still going to star in it. And then
yes,
and then stepped down as Batman.
yeah, okay, that is
Was
sounding
out as
familiar.
Batman, but then got up on stage at like Comic-Con and lied to us all and was like, "I'm going to be Batman forever." But at that point, we knew he was already
the way
done.
out.
But after
Yeah.
being done, came back to reshoot scenes for the Snyder Cut,
Wow.
and is now going to be in the Flash movie.
Okay, yeah.
Which we've hinted at. Everyone's theorizing that Flash movie is going to retcon the entire DCEU. And I think the reason they're doing that is because after the Snyder Cut came out, because the Snyder Cut's the last film that we got, is not even in the DCEU, but it's like DCEU adjacent. After that came out, everyone who liked the Snyder Cut, which was a lot of people, became completely disenfranchised with the canonic Snyder Cut, or the canonic DCEU, because everyone was like, no, hashtag not my DCEU. Not my timeline. I want Zack Snyder's DCEU. And I don't think they're going to give us Zack Snyder's DCEU, but I think they know that we don't care about the one they've built anymore.
Right.
And so they need to, and I don't know what that means. Like, are we going to lose Jason Momoa? Are we going to lose Gal Gadot?
I hope not.
Are we going to
both.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are we going to lose, was it Zachary Levi as Shazam?
Flash?
Well, it's a Flash movie, so I think everything. I think we would keep Ezra Miller as Flash, just because if the universe changes, it's going to change around him and the actions he's, kind of like a No Way Home
Sure.
thing,
Yep.
or Back to the Future, where everybody else changes, but because he was the catalyst to that change,
Sure.
he himself doesn't change. Yeah.
No, that's fair. That makes sense.
All right.
Anything else you want to hit on before we rank this?
There are some good moments in this movie. There's some fun lines.
Yeah. Which again mirrors the whole MCU tone that they were aiming for.
Yeah. There's some good lines that aren't in the Snyder Cut. And I think I remember saying that for me, those lines were missed.
Oh, okay.
Right. So there's like the line of when Alfred says, one misses the day of the biggest threat being wind up exploding penguins.
Right. Yes.
And that's a fun line.
That is a fun line. So, sorry, I'm confirming what you're saying. This was in this cut, obviously, which I noticed it was not in the Snyder Cut.
I don't think it. I
don't-
think that's one of the ones that wasn't.
I'm kind of agreeing with what you're saying because I don't remember it being in the other, but I got a kick out of it this time. So yeah, that's fair.
And I don't know if this one is or isn't, or if the scene just plays out differently. But I do really like the moment when Alfred is running tech support for the tank type spider bat thing.
Oh yeah.
They're
It's
under they're under the Gotham River,
yeah.
and Cyborg hijacks it and takes over. And he's like, thanks, Alfred. I'll take it from here. And Alfred's just like,
Okay.
do I know you? Like, you've just put me out of a job and you've referred to me by name, and I'm not sure who you are.
Yeah.
So that's a fun moment. There's a moment in this one that they don't do, and it's right at the end of the movie. They don't do it in the other one, and I prefer this line better. I can't remember what they do in the Snyder Cut, but I know they didn't do this. There's several. There's funny. In this one, Flash does his whole Pet Cemetery thing when they're talking about bringing Superman back.
Superman back. Yep.
And that's really funny to me. And I really liked that. And that's not in the Snyder Cut.
Okay.
There's a moment right at the end when Cyborg and Superman have to like destroy the mother box. And he talks about like Superman has this line earlier where he's like, you know, I don't want to die again.
Mm-hmm.
I'd very much like to stay alive. And then this thing happens and he's like on the ground and he's aching and he's in pain and he's like, I take it back. I want to die.
Right.
And that's a really funny line.
Mm-hmm.
Like that makes me laugh. And I'm like, oh, I really like that.
Sure.
That's it. It's small things like that I think were improved. And it's hard to say, like, I'm sure those are additions done by Joss Whedon. And I don't know. You know, obviously Snyder's whole thing was that he was only going to include stuff that he had shot, that he had conceptualized. So if it wasn't, you know, even if it was a better moment or a funny moment or a good moment, if it wasn't something he came up with, then, you know, then there's an explanation for why it's not in the film. But yeah,
Cool.
that's it. That's all I want to say.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
Well, is it time?
it is time.
Okay.
0 to 10, sir.
Okay.
Justice
Well-
League, the Whedon cut, the theatrical cut,
Yeah.
the flaming dog shit on your front porch cut. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we've hit on it. It was just so random. Everything from, you know, inferior development for Aquaman. We got like the one cool scene where he's like walking on the pier and like drinking whiskey and going out. It's still like 1/10 the length in this cut. Cyborg
And now the
gets-
ocean's full of glass. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Dill
Cyborg
hole.
gets no introduction. We don't get the sweet Flash introduction. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you know what we do get? We get that random like family that's holding out near the nuclear plant.
Yeah, they're not at all in the other one.
Like what the
They're not in
heck?
Snyder Cut at all.
Not
Like,
even
who cares? Who the hell is this family?
No kidding. Like who cares? But I mean,
And
yeah.
how hard are times that's where you're freaking living?
I mean, the
Like,
fact
are you
that
just
that
are you guys just squatting in this house? Like, what is going on? Who are you?
more importantly, like, why do we care? Like, it's
We
just-
are original creators of Smirnoff vodka, but we were cheated out of the recipe, so now we live on edge of nuclear power plant.
the fact that that is in there
Hope this
and
thing
not
doesn't go Chernobyl.
the fact that that is in there and not the extended Aquaman sequence or not the Flash introduction sequence, it's just a nail in the coffin for this film. So, out of 10, I gave this movie a 3 out of 10. So, on a scale, like, nothing to explain there, it's a 3 out of 10. On my scale, which I use to say how much effort I'd put into the movie viewing, this is the lowest tier. So I would watch it if there was no Wi-Fi, if I was at the cottage and it was raining I guess, if I had to.
And you're like, Justice League on a VHS. That's weird.
Right. Yeah, that's a key part. It has to be on VHS.
Who printed this? Like,
Because you're at the cottage, has to be old VHS.
Yeah, the cottage doesn't have a DVD player.
No. It's the cottage.
No. It has my cottage as a kid. It was a family cottage.
Yep.
And it had a VHS, VCR.
Oh.
It also had a beta player.
Oh.
And none of the films, like as a kid, none of the films that were there on beta would I want to, like I had no interest in any of it, so I never used it.
Right.
But a couple months back, like last summer, I was clearing out a storage unit at work, and I came across a Laserdisc player.
Oh, I don't remember beta at all, but I remember Laserdisc.
Yeah, so beta, I don't remember either. Like my earliest memory of home media that we used in my house was VHS.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm a spring chicken compared to you, so.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What do you give this movie out of 10?
This might shock you.
The fact that you're saying that, I am already shocked.
I give it a 2.3 out of 10.
Oh, I am not shocked anymore.
But like lower than you.
Yeah, that's true.
To me, that's the shocking part. Yeah. And that whole 2.3 belongs to Batman. And those funny scenes that I mentioned. You know? Like, and what is this romance between Bruce and Diana?
What do you mean?
Oh, Batman is totally trying to get into the skirt of Wonder Woman in this movie.
But has that not been hinted at before in like Batman versus Superman or the Snyder
Cut? A little bit, but like I don't know. The sexual tension in this is like, I don't know. Get bent, Bruce. Like, just leave her alone. Like she's like 3 times your age. So I mean that's not appropriate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
What did you watch this week, sir?
Well, okay, I'm a little.
I don't know why I just became from like the Nordic countries there. Yeah, what did you watch this week, sir?
I don't know exactly.
I became who's Hank Azaria's character from Anastasia? The
Zorgan? No, Zort.
Zordok.
Zordok.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, sir. Oh, that's great then there. Okay.
Oh, sir, you shouldn't sell your soul to kill a family.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell your soul to kill that family, but that's just me.
Only bad things will happen.
Yeah. What'd you watch, sir?
All right. Like I said, I'm a little late to the party, but better late than never. I started rewatching Spider-Man movies, and this is a shout out to friend of the show Daphne, who we were in consultation with about what the best way to watch all the Spider-Man movies are.
We had a consultation. Yeah, we did.
Yep, there was a consultation.
Which turned into, did you see the most recent consultation?
I believe so.
Yeah, now she's tackling the MCU.
Oh,
not just in a minuscule way. She was like, so my favorite watch method for the MCU. There's 2. There's if you've seen the MCU in most of its totality,
sure,
then watch chronologically in timeline order. Start with Captain America, watch the 2 Guardians movies back to back, stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And even though they're not canon, even though they're not canon, if you're intelligent enough to like keep track and like distinguish and differentiate between the 2, there's a great list out there. You can look it up, and it's like, watch these 2 movies and then watch watch Captain America and then watch the both seasons of Agent Carter and then watch this and then watch the first 3 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then watch this movie and then watch the next 8 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then watch Daredevil and watch and it's this like super completionist, just it's like completionist porn is what it is when it comes to the MCU. Yeah. And she was asking for, what sound did you just make? I was like, completionist porn, and you're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, what?
No.
What?
No. That was not excitement. I am going to reveal what I'm thinking when you're saying all this. That is.
I'm looking forward to watching the video back on this one. That's.
I'm intimidated. I'm quite honest. When you're saying all this, like, it's again, what a time to be alive that there's a film series of well over 20 films and several TV shows. And to have this ability to have this complexity of, do you watch it chronologically? Do you watch it in order of what's, released and all that stuff? But I'm just sitting here, I'm overwhelmed. Like, what an undertaking to commit to one or the other, but either is insane. And
either, which I did amazing. Last summer without the shows.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I would like to do it someday, maybe, but it's just like, it's to say it's a commitment is an incredible understatement.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I was like, that's my favorite order. And Daphne was like, well, what order should I watch the MCU? And I said, well, if you've seen most of the MCU, watch it chronologically. And I didn't mention the shows because I was like, she's got a life.
There's a lot.
Turns out she doesn't. But
she does.
But
continuation of her shadow.
No. Yeah, you're saving face now. No.
What I will say is a continuation of our shout out. She's had a doozy of a 2022 so far. So double shout out to her for just being a trooper.
I hate those internet memes that are like, it's like the first week of a new year and someone's like, can I get I should have kept my receipt. I need a refund. I'd like to return this year or whatever. And I was like, holy crap, does everyone's life just suck that much the first couple days? Because it's everyone. Everyone, right. Like 3 or 4 days into a new year is like, well, I hate my life that much more this year than I did last year. And it just, right? And I'm like, But if anyone deserves a refund on 2022, it's Daphne, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
And then I said, but if you haven't seen any of the MCU movies, watch them in order of release. Because the way they were released, Kevin Feige put a lot of effort into, crafting reveals that happen at a certain time and building towards this big event. And if you watch it out of order and you don't know what's coming, then the post-credit scenes aren't going to make any sense because they're going to tease shit that you've already seen, and they're going to tease stuff that's like forever away, and none of it'll it'll just be frustrating and confusing. Anyways, She came back to us and she was like, I'm going to watch it chronologically, and this is the list I'm going to use. And it's the exact site in the exact list that I've looked at half a dozen times, and I've thought to myself, someday. And she's doing it, so I'm jealous. I am jealous that she's doing the list that I keep saying I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
what were we talking about?
What I watched this week and how it started was we had a consultation with her. We were discussing the best ways to watch Spider-Man, not the whole MCU, but Spider-Man. And that's what I've started this week. Far From Homecoming, or rather Homecoming and Far From Home. I watched the 2017 Spider-Man. Enjoyed it. Didn't enjoy it as much as I remembered enjoying it. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
The first Tobey one?
No, sorry, the 2017
Homecoming.
Okay. And I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Wait, are you watching it in the order that I suggested?
Yeah, sorry. Actually, I should pull it back. So yeah, just for
oh my
people
goodness.
who aren't Daphne, I'm going to bring them into how I'm going to watch it. I'm watching Homecoming.
Yeah. If
Far
if
From
you haven't
Home.
seen No Way Home, if you
Yeah,
haven't seen
people
No Way
haven't
Home
seen No
yet,
Way Home.
this is my preparation order.
Yeah. I'm watching Homecoming, Far From Home, then I'm jumping back to the Toby 1, 2, 3 of Toby, then I'm probably going to go into the Andrew Garfield 1 and 2.
No, screw you, not probably. No, back up. The time has come, the time is now. Watch these films.
Agree.
I don't
will
care
watch
how.
it. I will.
Okay.
So you go Homecoming, Far From Home, Toby 1, 2, 3, Garfield 1, 2, and then you hop back for the conclusion of No Way Home.
Perfect. And my reasoning behind it. Give my reasoning behind it.
Well, essentially, it was something to the point of like the obviously everything kind of revolves around Tom Holland. I couldn't think of his name for a minute. Tom Holland's interpretation of Spider-Man, and so it gets you to where you need to be in the third one, and then it refreshes everything that might be alluded to with the 5 other films, so that you go into it with the freshest memory of both present and past.
That was horrible, but okay. No, basically it introduces Tom Holland as the central character.
Yes.
As Spider-Man.
Yep.
And then what it does is it says, now let's show you how the Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man and navigating life as Spider-Man happened in 2 alternative universes. Right.
Yep.
Which someone was saying very interestingly. I'm not gonna give any spoilers for No Way Home.
Sure.
But because of the way No Way Home ends, someone online very astutely said that No Way Home makes the Spider-Man Home trilogy, the Tom Holland trilogy, an origin story. It's just the final chapter in Spider-Man's origin story. Because it's not until the end of No Way Home that Tom Holland's Peter Parker truly is Spider-Man. And I think I agree.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, barrel on, good sir.
There's only 2 films I watched this week, so it's taking a surprisingly long time to get through them. But Homecoming,
wow, that was passive aggressive.
No. It's taking a long time for good reason. Loved the comedy, loved the age appropriate awkwardness. Like I said, I think I used to hold it in a bit of a higher regard. Both with this and Far From Home, I think it paled a little bit to the third film in this trilogy. So, it was just kind of like, okay, we need to develop some things before we get to where we need to go. But still, I gave it a 7 out of 10. And then after I watched the 2019 Spider-Man Far From Home, it was all right. I definitely don't like it as much as the first one. I love the locations, love Jake Gyllenhaal. I think, and what I'm learning about this whole Tom Holland thing, the more I watch and the more I think about it, I think I prefer the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man versus Spider-Man saving the world Spider-Man. And just in that first one, we do see more neighborhood Spider-Man, more just awkward.
He's too global.
Yeah, too global is exactly the right term. And the last thing I'll say about these 2 films is I just don't know how I feel about the MJ Peter Parker / Spider-Man chemistry. Not that I don't like it. I think it's good. It's awkward. It's quirky. It's great. I just wonder if there's not a whole lot of screen time dedicated to it. Because I'm watching the first one, and MJ isn't really the primary interaction in that first one until quite near the end.
No, it's Liz.
It's Liz. And in the second film, it's only until it's not until this maybe halfway point of the film where, they really start interacting with each other more, because the first half of the film,
he buys a bracelet. Is it a bracelet he buys?
Yeah, there's a bracelet he buys, but in the first half of the film,
Yeah.
like there's this other guy named Brad who's kind of like third wheeling it, and there's this whole dynamic of like, oh, is MJ interested in Brad? So it's like it's not pure dedicated character development time with each other. And then when they do kind of get through this point of like, okay, they're getting more screen time, then they're split up again. So I think the thing that I misremembered and that I was reminded of when I watched this, they're not given a lot of time to build chemistry on camera. So that would be my only fault so far. And I'll have to see if that continues in No Way Home and if I just missed that or if that improves. So that's my only observation that I'm saying is a detraction from their chemistry on screen. What's next on my list, and I'll talk about this next week when I get there, and I'll have to dye my hairs with Just for Men highlights. I'm watching the 2002
Frosted Tips, ladies and gentlemen. Frosted Tips.
No. I'm watching the 2002 Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. How in the heck is that 20 years old? 20 years? How?
Just for Men. Do you have any gray hairs? I mean, you have. Do you? Because you have darker hair, and so it'll show up more easily.
But how is that?
I'm
20
sure I
years?
have them. I'm sure I have them, but my hair is lighter than yours, so it doesn't show up as easily. 20 years is nuts.
Like how?
Because I'm pretty sure I went to go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
And or at least I was very aware of it. I definitely had it on VHS.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah. 20 years, 2 decades. I mean, we're both right around the halfway to 60 mark. So,
but at least, like you said, you don't even like your gray hairs are hidden. Mine are for everyone to see.
They're predominant.
Yeah. What did you watch this week as we continue to feel old?
Well, speaking of old movies, speaking of 20 years plus, I watched the extended special edition
of Cats
of The Fellowship of the Ring.
It's so good.
And just as I said that, honestly, genuinely, as I said The Fellowship of the Ring, in my head, I audibly heard, involuntarily, do 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 do. Like,
they should consult you for the TV show being the kind of working on the soundtrack.
No, I'll just send them a sample of that right now. No, just master that. Yeah. It's fine. Man, I don't want to get too much into it because we're going to review these films.
We will
someday.
We have to sooner than someday. We have to come up with a game plan, but we got to do it.
We have no plans for episode 200, and we're narrowing in.
Yeah.
Maybe episode 200 will just be like a 6-hour all 3 movies episode. Just 6 hours of podcast.
Maybe episode 200 is us recording like a 12-hour episode where we just do an audio commentary of all 3 films in a row.
We just sit and watch them.
Just sit and watch and chew the fat.
But for copyright reasons, we can't play any of the audio, so we're just like, oh, this is the moment where I want to have Emily Mader's husband. I want to have her husband on. Whatever. I want to have him on the show for one of the Lord of the Rings.
I think we've established that.
Yeah, because he's audiobooked them. He hasn't actually read them, but he's listened to them.
Yeah,
doesn't count, but he knows the story.
Well,
and I think he knows the Silmarillion or the
which would be key, yeah.
Like I think he is pretty rich in Tolkien knowledge. I watched The Fellowship of the Ring. So good.
Yeah,
so good. Marathon, especially when we're talking extended editions here. Long film.
Yes.
but not as long as the other film I watched, which is the extended special edition of The Two Towers.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Man. Would you like me to describe it for you?
Or find me
Or
a
shall I
box.
fetch you a box? It's so good. Oh my
is.
God.
Taters? What's taters, precious?
It's so good. It's so good. And either tomorrow night or the night after is the night. It is the night of 17 endings.
Yeah, at least.
But extended edition, so it's 4.5 hours. It's
Is it that long? For some reason, I thought it was
4.5
less.
hours. Now that includes credits, so
Sure.
probably like 15, 20 minutes in credits, but it's still over 4 hours of
But the credits
actual
are
movie time.
of all films, those are well done credits because there's like artwork at the end and the music is great.
Yeah, it's all done in sort of that like Middle Earthian
Yeah.
map script. Yeah. Easily the longest movie I've ever watched. But
Are you
know
sure?
what's interesting? Well,
Snyder Cut has, I'm pretty sure Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut is 4 hours and 2 minutes, and that also includes credits.
Okay.
So Snyder Cut is probably like 3 hours and 50 something. But have you looked up? Have you heard the runtime of the Batman?
Something tells me your answer is going to shock me.
2 hours and 55 minutes. It's a 3-hour movie. Yep. And you're still no less excited.
I'm intimidated, to say the least.
That's fine. Yeah, so those are the two movies I watched.
Very good movies.
And I'm not
Very
going to rank them
respectful.
because we have reviews,
We have
proper
business.
reviews.
We have business with the films.
Do you know what's something? We have talked for like 2 years now. We've talked about reviewing The Lord of the Rings. And not once have we discussed theatrical versus extended.
I don't think there's
Not
a
once.
debate.
I don't own the theatrical. I only own the extended.
I own them for a completist reason. Like I bought them first, and then I bought the extended. And you can't
you have
throw
both.
out
Okay.
Lord of the Rings, so
Right.
you just got to keep it.
So we'll figure it out. But I think I'm on team extended edition.
I think I might get a kick out of watching the short version just for contrast someday.
Okay, well, knock yourself out.
Let's wrap this up.
Wrap it up, sir.
All right.
An hour and a half in, wrap it up.
I will look at both cameras just so that no one feels excluded. Thank you for listening, watching, potentially if we have technical success. We really appreciate you joining us. Thank you for coming. Check out our socials below. Like, follow, subscribe. Give us good rates. Give us good reviews. Help other people find the show. Check out our Patreon page.
Give us good rates. Don't charge us too much. Give us good rates.
Yeah. Give us a check out on our Patreon page. Consider joining our Patreon page. It helps us pay the bills, helps us keeps the lights on, and in return, it helps us give perks back to you. We also have a merchandise page, so if you want to check out some merch, you can do so. And until next time, we will wait to talk to you. I didn't really think of an ending there, so
Nailed it.
I didn't give it justice.
No, stop now. Stop now. You nailed it. Perfect.